What is good, y'all? It is jumping. This Saturday morning, about to be noon. The sun has just rose, nigga. And already, the cops is out searching for somebody, nigga. How's it me? Fuck no. But we're back. It's Sunday. Anyways, nigga, it's a new day. I know we don't got work today. That's all that matters. And it is the 18th. With all that being said, though, man, it's a new day. I'm about to get this shit started. Yeah. On our way. To go get my hair done. Plus on top of it, and they get in shorts too. This is great, man. It was amazing. Especially being on the West Coast in the summer, nigga. It's just kind of hot. You know, a nigga wearing a black shirt. Or really just shades. You know, 50 Shades of Grey in this bitch. Black hat, black shirt. Gray shorts. And my regular New Balances that I've been wearing for for like 8 months straight. And on top of it, it's something fucked up in my Achilles. Besides me doing all this rambling, man, let me get straight into it. So, me and my brother had a really deep convo last night on how fucked up the world's truly gotten. What's crazy to me, and him as well, is that the niggas who get paid the most are the people who entertain. And what's fucked up is we got niggas like Ray Kai, who are famous, right? And props to Ray Kai, you know, he worked his ass off, sure. But unfortunately, that nigga is retarded, man. The nigga can't speak properly. He doesn't know how to enunciate words. He can't use his vowels. The nigga can't do math. And Baby Chief, another example, right? And these niggas, you know, they young bulls, they younger than me. So they probably what? Ray Kai probably just turned 17, 18. Because he just got out of high school. So he's, you know, on the cusp of quote-unquote adulthood, really not still being able to do shit, though. And I can tell you right now, nigga, my speech pattern hasn't changed much since I've left high school, bro. If anything, I've gotten better at speaking because I've talked to more people, number one. But also, me being able to, you know, take down literature has also helped with that as well. It's opened up my vocabulary. And I may not use it often, but most of the time if I'm talking to somebody, you don't need to really use big words to impress people, bro. More about being effective in communicating. Now, fortunately, for Ray Kai, most of his audience is, you know, probably my little sister's age, maybe his age, if not his peers. And this nigga is still illiterate and can't do math. Now, this isn't no hating towards Ray Kai or anything like that. Hopefully the boy prospers. Hopefully, you know, he gets smarter, right? But in general, we talk about the wealth disparity between like necessity workers versus like somebody who entertains people. It's a whole different thing. Now, let's start off like teachers in elementary school. Those motherfuckers should probably be paid a lot more in comparison to what a streamer should make, right? Just as an example. The kids are the future, right? So if we got dumbass niggas about to be walking around here, the future's only gonna get worse. Because a lot of these old people be forgetting, oh shit, the world's going to fucking continue forth once I'm gone. And I think a lot of them forget about their mentality, and that's kind of what causes us to be in this disparity now. Sure, you got the few people out here who, you know, actually care about the future of where the world's going and how we're going to keep prospering as a, you know, race. But the only way to really do that is through our children. So we got kids being entertained that can't read, write, nothing. And then on top of it, most of their parents were in shit either. They them to weed, right? So you just got a whole couple of generations of mine, above mine, the older version of mine, and my parents are really just straight retards. And I don't feel retard in the derogatory sense to put down somebody with a pathological or physiological issues. But what I truly mean by that is that a lot of these folks just don't understand the importance of that. Another example, nurses, doctors. Doctors make a lot of money. Specifically, pediatric doctors don't. So to show you how much the world really cares about the future generation coming up. One of the most drugged, depressed, anxious, a few other statistics out there as well, generation in the world. These possibility of getting home ownership, and on top of it, we're dealing with probably the greatest debt disparity in ever. 3 trillion is a big number. It's slightly complicated to your mind. You see the zeros, but you couldn't find 3 trillion. You couldn't find a trillion of anything on this planet besides something that's made up. That's on the computer. So, my point is, a lot of the people who are here to protect the children and, develop the next generations of populations to come are the ones who are getting really shit on by their ability to take care of themselves or be able to make more money. Now, I'm not saying like these niggas need to make millions of fucking dollars, but it's more about the comparison to somebody who entertains people for a living and somebody who's actually benefiting society and, continuing the human race to keep going forward. You can fuck as many times as you want. Nigga, if that baby can't grow up and, be able to develop its own immune system or get shots for certain diseases that are very lethal and develop some type of immunity to that at a young age, them niggas is cooked, man. Straight up. Them niggas is cooked. That's why the birth-to-death rate is so low. It's because of the technology we have and the medicine. However, those people who help keep that number low are the ones who get fucked in the ass. Long story short, though, man, my point is to make that a lot of these issues we got on in the world, you could blame all the other parties, but really it just comes down to where people place their mind. And if you want to be an entertained slave, go ahead, man. If that's what you want to do, I'm not here to judge you. All I'm saying is there's more to life than being depressed, hopping on somebody's stream, and then the $5 you donated, which is well worth 15 to 20 minutes of your hourly wage, then be my guest, bro. That's what makes you happy. Continue doing it. Just realize, don't be making fun of the children who watch these people, put them on pedestals. Can't be upset with them when they come out as retards. Once again, not derogatory, but illiterate and not being able to articulate anything. Not even be able to do arithmetic. When these people come out, not being able to do these base skills that are needed in society, you can't be upset about anybody else besides the people who promote these individuals and put them on pedestals. And it's not so much of a business or industry thing, anything like that, but I blame a lot of the lack of attention towards youth for their children. I'll give another example. Me growing up, man, I had basically everything a child could want. I had a PS3, an Xbox 360. I had a Xbox One, and then the most recent one, the Series S, right? At the later ages of teenage. And I'm sitting here, and I'm like, okay, cool. I don't really talk to my parents that often. A really get down into the nitty gritty of who I am as a person, I don't even talk to either of my parents. We've been living under the same roof for the main reason, as you could say, was independence. It was really just the lack of parenting involved. A lot of the things I learned was through the internet, or some survival shit was through the internet. Even today, most of the shit I learned is through the internet. That's an old man doing. And I swear, I'm a muffin. What did I get to? Oh, yes. And when you take so much time to be separated from people, especially your mother, your father, makes you realize, like, damn, these niggas really are here besides just providing basic survival, filling my head, food. Anything else that's supposed to mentally stimulate you through technology, it's like your phone, video game, whatever. And for instance, you go back generation, a lot of people forced upon their video games, forced upon their grandchildren, force you to read, force you to do math, wanted you to take school seriously. Some people wanted you to actually accelerate in school versus, just be among the muck, be among the people who aren't as capable of learning, and aren't as capable and privileged to artificially and effectively. Right? So when you see that my generation to the previous one, it makes you realize, like, damn, a lot of these niggas just are out here blowing up on the phone, not really learning anything impactful or useful to themselves, useful to the world, or anything. And most of the people who did grow up in my generation, or the older version of my generation, it makes you realize that, oh shit, most of the things they were learning was done on their own. Done through their own expensive research, done through their wanting to learn. And that's just very unfortunate. Unfortunate for a bunch of young people. But this is more about just really bringing the notion and notice of what the hell's going on with the planet. But I'm gonna catch y'all, man. I probably can barely fucking hear me because of the goddamn wind. I can't even hear my goddamn self. Yeah, I